Joining me now is the podcast host of Behind Enemy Lines. He is also the Illinois chapter president of Parents Involved in Education, Terry NEWSOME. Terry, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Chris, for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, there's a lot of, I want to start with your organization.
Sure.
They have been labeled by the Southern Poverty Law Center as a hate group.
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, specifically my Illinois chapter as well as the country. And so was Moms for America, Moms for Liberty, and it's really the Southern Poverty Law Center, as most of us know that are doing this, is an extension of the Democratic Party, right? So they're trying to discredit our voices, right? They're trying to label us as terrorists or anti-government, basically, to discredit our voices when we go out and try to defend our children. And the guy that came after me from the Southern Poverty Law Center is an Antifa associate and knows my role as the Parents Involved in Education, which I think that's what gave our organization visibility, specifically Illinois as well as the national chapter.
Yeah, not wanting to mutilate kids, that makes you a monster and deserving to be.
Yeah, you know what's ironic is that I hosted events and venues with Moms for America, Moms for Liberty, No Left Turn, Gays Against Groomers, Log Cabin Republicans,
all
gay,
wonderful groups,
and they're calling them anti-gay.
You can't make this up. I know.
Jamie, the founder of GAG, is a Jewish woman. They call her Nazi homophobe.
It's just again, these people they've completely gone off the deep end. So, January 6, 2021, you were there in D.C.
Yes.
Peacefully protesting.
Peacefully protesting.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so my friend's a police officer, just retired, asked me to go with him. And so I went, and we planned to go see Trump speak. And then also, because if you saw what happened in November and December, how people were getting beat up, they were going in the hotels, parents were being intimidated with their children, went with the intent to also try to protect those people. You know, right now I'm 64, my friend's 65. We're not spring chickens, but we wanted to go and do our part to try to protect these people. And that's why a lot of us were dressed. You see the people, they weren't dressed for an insurrection. They were dressed to protect themselves, to confront Antifa and BLM, who stab people, attack people, throw soup cans at people the months before January 6th.
Okay. And you have had the FBI has investigated you, correct?
Yeah, I was put on a domestic terrorist watch list shortly after Southern Poverty.
So was this after J6 or was this?
This was almost 2 years after January 6th.
Okay.
It was just within weeks after the Southern Poverty Law Center published their story.
It must be a coincidence.
Yeah, we know they're tightly coupled, right? And then I was put on the Sedition Hunter site. They call me Big Pouches. I don't know if you're familiar with that site. It's all the J6 guys.
Yeah.
I left before people went in. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't even yell. But I was behind filming all this stuff. We were behind Ray Epps, and we were at the last line on the West Center when there was the confrontations between both sides. And I told my buddy, I was tired. I said, let's go. It wasn't until we got back to the hotel where I sat down. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's people in the Capitol. But the SPLC guys don't care. The Antifa guys, they were tagging the FBI, my executives, my job, saying I tried to overthrow the government, and it was a lie. And next thing you know, I'm labeled a domestic terrorist.
Yeah, it's just wild. And so I think the FBI has documents, like hundreds of documents on you, and they are refusing to release them.
Yes, I was just curious. 64. I ran FOIAs just recently, and I showed you the response I got from the FBI. They have 346 pages of documents on me, and I don't know if it's because I was a very vocal school board parent or if I peacefully attended January 6th. And Matt Gaetz actually stuck up for me. And Matt Gaetz sent a demand letter to Garland, Ray, and Mayorkas demanding to know, why did you put me on the terrorist watch list? And he asked him, is it because he was a vocal parent? Did he peacefully tenure January 6th? And then his attorney, John told me, I'm asking 4 questions that are broader than just for your request, is what John said. Are you documenting vocal school board parents in North America? Did you keep track of everybody who attended January 6th? I forgot the other 2, and he was trying to open it up, right?
Right.
To see what we're now finding out what they did do.
Well, it was absolutely, yes. It was a Fedsurrection. We all know what went down. But one quick final question. You're on Antifa's most wanted list, which for many people is a badge of honor.
Yes. Yeah.
Why do you think you made it onto their top 10?
Because me and Ben Berkwam, Nick Sorter, Benny Johnson were all on it, and some other folks, right? We would go to the ICE facility in Chicago as well as other ones, and we would film the radical leftists and how they're attacking the ICE officers. And I even asked Senator Dick Durbin in that one picture when he was there, I said, shouldn't these protesters that are attacking federal officers be treated the same way as the J6ers? And he made a face at me like, you know, it's kind of ironic, right? They wanted everyone to go to jail, not get trials, right? With how they did it.
Yeah,
he had the arrogance to make a face at me like I was nuts. So because of that, we're filming that, right? We're filming and exposing, because the media doesn't show what they're doing. They just say ICE is bad, ICE is bad. They make fake narratives and all this crazy stuff, so they don't want us there. They put together this list with the email Chicago Antifa to let them know if they see any of our faces at the ICE Center.
Very scary times. I mean, just stay safe out there, my friend. Thank you for all of the work that you're doing. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, take care.